Well, guys, here we have Ethan Klein completely melting down over his audience, calling him out. Jordan Peterson once warned Ethan Klein about this when Ethan Klein ended up deleting his podcast with Jordan Peterson, saying that he didn't know that Jordan Peterson was such a bigot or whatever. And Jordan Peterson gave a very nice comment back saying, hey, I liked you, but here's the problem. You have chosen this path, and you're going to cater to extremists. The moment you slip, they will devour you. And they've done this many times on him. He made a bad joke about a gay guy. It was actually a really good joke, but to them it was a bad joke. And they canceled him over it. They lost his sponsors. He had his sponsors drop him, as his sponsor literally wrote him an email saying, you are a danger to the LGBTQ community. And when he read that, he was so somber, so monotone. I guess I'm a danger and I'm sorry or whatever, that whole apology. I covered that a little while ago on this channel. Pretty sad thing. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse for him because he keeps trying to get an audience of extremists. Ethan's biggest mistake was thinking that he got a bunch of right-wing people in his audience. And he did, but that's not how you deal with it. Most of his audience were moderates. He overcorrected. He thought he was getting an influx of right-wing extremists. And let's just say he was. You don't overcorrect by getting a bunch of left-wing extremists. Because at the end of the day, right-wing and left-wing extremists are on this side of the aisle, and moderates are on this side of the aisle. It's pretty simple to figure out. Okay? The extremists are not that far apart. Let me give you an example. Let's go with the big bad guys of World War II and the USSR. What was really the difference between them? Let's try to point it out. Well, apparently there was race. And nationalism-ish. We'll say ish on that one. So, if those are the only difference between communism and the big bad guys from World War II that I can't say on YouTube, then there ain't much of a difference, is there? Okay? Oh no, at least the USSR wasn't racist. Oh no, at least USSR was globalist. But here's the problem. No freedom of speech. No right to bear arms. No right to not be a slave. No right to own your own means of production. No right to own really anything. You got sent to concentration camps in both forms. I mean, look at China right now. They have concentration camps for Uyghur Muslims. It's the same thing. Oh, but at least they're not racist. No, they're not. At least communism isn't racist. No, we won't discriminate against you. If, no matter what, we won't discriminate against you. We hate you all equally. Which really is a system you want to live by? Okay. That's why they're both on the same side of the aisle. Extremist left-wingers and extremist right-wingers, they're really not different. There's really two halves. Instead of there being four quadrants of left-wing, right-wing, authoritarian, and anti-authoritarian, libertarian, I guess you could say, there's really two sides. Authoritarian and libertarian. That's really all that's important. Because I don't care what your politics are. If you're authoritarian, I don't like you. Doesn't matter. If you're libertarian, left-wing, or right-wing, I'm going to get along with you. Doesn't matter. Because libertarians believe, okay, well, I think this should be allowed. And the other guys are like, well, okay, fine, we can agree to disagree, but you know what? At least that's your freedom. And that's the worst things really get. When you're arguing with an authoritarian, it almost always comes to violence. Because an authoritarian is trying to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. And that person that doesn't want to do it will fight back. And say, I'm not going to do it. And then you have actual fighting. So, anyway, the whole point of this intro is that Ethan overcorrected by going for the left wing and ended up in the exact same boat. Right-wingers were chewing his rear end out, saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, you need to, be a little bit more on our side on some of this stuff. And then the left wing came in, and now they're doing the same thing. And now he can't dare speak out a term for fear of this happening. I mean, let's watch this.
How do we feel about Taiwan, Hassan? China or not China? Taiwan? Or is it China or not China?
That's the American policy. Whatever the American policy is, whatever the American perspective is.
What's your opinion?
That's his opinion, is whatever the American perspective is. That's such a dumb statement to make, really, in general. I don't like that. You got to really start having your own opinion, Hassan, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to step out of line. He wants to keep making his money. He's a hardcore capitalist. Hassan is the biggest capitalist, probably, on the internet. But the left is too dumb to realize that.
And you really won't say?
No, I'm saying it's like one country, two systems,
That's awful. No, it's not. It's two countries. Now, unfortunately, the reality is it is one country, two systems. And it should be one country, one system. But we have different perspectives. Taiwan is the real China. And the Taiwanese government should be what controls China. Because if they were in charge, there wouldn't be any concentration camps. Their people would be free to speak. Their people would be free to marry. Hey, leftists, guess what? Gay marriage would be legalized in China. You know that it's illegal in China, right? Gay marriage is very frowned upon. If you're gay, guess where you go? Well, we don't really know, but we know you disappear. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that these guys here consistently try to push progressive values in America. And the place that they like the most, that they try to defend, absolutely does not support any progressive values in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of wild how that works. How do these people go so long without knowing this? And they'll sit there and they'll be like, that's not true. They're not really like that. Well, show me that they're allowed to, because I could show you many laws that say they can't. They're very anti-progressive in China. So I never understand why the left wants to do this unless they actually don't believe in trans rights. They don't believe in gay marriage. They don't believe in any of that. And a lot of, I think a huge part of it is they don't really actually believe in anything. They just want to cause chaos. But, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell with their constant flip-flopping to pinpoint exactly where it is that they are on this political spectrum in general. But we know one thing. They all really like Hassan, and they really don't like Ethan Klein digging into Hassan about how Taiwan is. But the fact of the matter is Taiwan absolutely should be China, and they should be running China. The reality is China is in control of everything, and Taiwan's just really not wanting to get destroyed.
No, it's not. It's two different countries.
Really?
Taiwan and China.
Is that according to American foreign policy?
No, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? Taiwan independent?
My opinion on Taiwan is that Taiwan is the Chinese concept of Taiwan should remain in the hands of the people in Taiwan who
so therefore
believe
it's independent.
Who, for the record, for the most part, just believe to not disrupt the ongoing relations with.
Why are you being so carefully footed around this? How do we feel?
Yeah, no joke. It's so sad. It's so sad about this whole thing. I want to read some of the comments on this, but pretty privilege is real. Wait, okay. Compared to Ethan, everyone is a 10. I'm sure, I guess. Okay, I don't get it. I really don't care to talk about their looks. That doesn't mean anything. Deep State pervert, Deep State pervert and CIA asset Hassan. Oh, I see what he's saying. What did you expect? Okay. But and this person says better than Zion. Okay, why? Why is it no fan of Hassan, but he's more right about Taiwan? Taiwan is part of China. Oh man, this person just hardcore defending China. That's sad. Word salad. Yeah, because he's a communist. The thing about it is Hassan's not a communist. He's a hardcore capitalist. Hardcore capitalist. And people want to believe this, but all he is grifting. He's grifting so hard on the subject. And it's pretty pathetic. But here's Ethan's Instagram story versus now. Right now versus Jordan Peterson's warning to him. Yeah, you know. Please do not take these political conversations so personally. Being called a class traitor 1,000 times because I'm only a social democrat, which is a dumb name, you know. But he really means just Democrat in general. And not a full socialist makes me not want to have conversations like this anymore. Which is probably the least productive outcome. Well, Ethan, we never wanted you to get political. It was cool when you were just interviewing people and having a good time. When you got Jordan Peterson on, you brought out you just brought out a massive bong and whatnot and just started like talking crap and going, hey, I think people should be more productive in life. I think people, you know, need to live by some of your rules and get their stuff together. You know what I mean? And he just had good conversations with people. Ethan Klein really did have the means to become the next Joe Rogan. And then he stifled it by getting too hardcore into politics. I mean, it's just crazy. Centrism is the most popular form of politics in general. It just is. More people revolve around the center than they do on either side of the political aisle, even if they think they're left-wing and even if they think they're right-wing. If you're not very well informed on politics, generally speaking, most of the time, these people are going to be very libertarian, very nonchalant, and very much, well, do what you want to do kind of people. Those are the types of people that are not very political. Now, people who get more political usually tend to drift to one side or the other, but not all the time. The vast majority of people in the United States are centrist, and then Ethan just went ahead and said, screw it, which was just silly. And now here's the Jordan Peterson, of course. You know, what are you up to, Ethan? We had a good conversation. I enjoyed meeting you and talking with you. What have I said precisely that motivated your actions and your accusations, deleting our discussion, an honest question. Finally, you might be seriously consider providing me with the footage so I can post it, given that I agreed to appear on your show based on the agreement that there would, in fact, be a show. Also, I should warn you that those who engage in cancel culture generally live to regret it. I'm not going to come after you, except politely, in this Twitter stream, but the chickens will definitely come home to roost. You will be held to higher and higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you with glee. Please take this warning seriously. I liked you. I mean, it's sad. It's sad to see Ethan Klein just absolutely lose it. Just absolutely lose it. I'm seeing Ethan starting to come back and get tired of it, but are you going to literally try to get the people back that you shoved away? They're not going to come back with arms wide open. That's not going to happen. I'm willing to forgive Ethan Klein for sure if he stops with the dumb takes, but one of the biggest problems with Ethan Klein in general is that he consistently makes really, really, really dumb claims. Oh, what is this? Never underestimated 43-year-old, 99.7% Ashkenazi Jewish HD podcast. Okay, this is all just really dumb. Great, he just posted it. But anyway, he says stupid stuff like this. This is basically a confession. Elon Musk, Andrew Tate, Tucker Carlson support Russell Brand. So now, when you have certain people backing you, that is your intention. That's Ethan Klein's stance. Is if you have certain people who like you, then you are that person that those people like you. You know what I mean? So let's say Ethan Klein has Xi Jinping following him and enjoys Ethan Klein's stuff and defends Ethan Klein. Well, Ethan, you are a full-fledged communist then. That's the way that works. Here's the thing. Russell Brand has absolutely zero evidence against him. 2 people came out anonymously and said that Russell Brand did bad things. No evidence in any way, shape, or form to back it. Nothing. And then all of media comes in and colludes to get rid of him. And then Ethan's sitting there going, well, he must be a bad guy then. boy, Ethan, I really hope this same situation happens to you. I don't normally wish bad things upon people, but I think you need to learn. I think you do need to be hard canceled at this point in order to actually understand what it's like. Because how many people get falsely accused and have to do time because of it? How many people? You've covered people who have been falsely accused and went to jail. It's unbelievable. You used to cover stories like that. Now, you're sitting here defending those types of stories. It's really sad. It's really frustrating. So while a lot of people are sitting here going, Ethan Klein, he's starting to wake up. He's not going to wake up, guys. Not until he's forced to wake up. He will literally have to be forced to wake up. And the only way to do it is if an incident ends up happening that he's accused of, to where he then fully understands, oh my God, this is what they're going through. He needs to have something to where he's like, I know for a fact I did not do the things that I've been accused of. He needs to be put in that situation where the internet doesn't believe him. But he knows the truth. And it doesn't matter. Because I think that's the only way that he's going to finally be like, oh my God, I was so wrong. You know? I think that's the only possible way. And one thing is for sure that we would find out is if he ends up just going, I'm sorry, and ends up caving to it, and it was something he didn't do but caves anyway, then we know that he is just in it for the money, and he really actually doesn't care what people think about him. And then if that's the case, then, well, there's absolutely no point in even following or covering this guy at all anymore. I'd like to believe that he's just really ignorant and that he's making a genuinely awful mistake. But there's always the possibility that he's just not, and he's money hungry just like Hassan. I don't believe that, though. And allow me to explain why. If that were the case, I think he would have sided with Hassan no matter what Hassan says. I don't think he'd be trying to make Hassan look like an idiot. Because it's really easy to make Hassan look like an idiot. So why is he going around and looking at him going, dude, what? You're wrong. Why would he bother doing that if he didn't have some sort of principles left? I don't know. One way or the other, though, Ethan Klein's just made a huge, huge mistake. He got in with Susan Wojcicki. They told him pretty much, what's up. And he was like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. And I think that's essentially what's going on. He essentially thinks that he was on the wrong side there. And he's correcting. But he's not thinking for himself when it comes to building his audience. But there's still obviously a part of Ethan that's around. I just don't think he's going to wake up. I don't think old Ethan's coming back until something real serious happens. That's just my opinion on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll just magically wake up and then everyone flocks back to him, right? I'm not really satisfied with that myself, but I guess it doesn't matter, as long as the majority is fine with it, right? I don't know. Anyway, that's that on this. What do you guys think about it? Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and check out the links down in the description below to everything else I have, and I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.